Hello everybody, welcome back to some more Rising Storm 2. We're playing here as the Vietnamese holding hill, whatever the hill is, because I forget the name. We're playing as an RPG, as we've got a soft A flank. We're moving in here, playing as a shotgun, owning RPG Craze Nip, or
yeah, g'day guys.
Not really a nip, but
yeah, g'day.
Completely forgive my blunder.
Yeah, g'day, mate.
As you can hear, our other Australian get on here. But Charlie is what I was meant to say, as we can get into some thick shrubbery, and I might just load up these slug rounds. We can hear automatics. Ooh. He's friendly for now, until I become the rogue Vietnamese soldier that starts shooting on friendlies. So you can see the shadows overwhelming from the trees running through our tunnels, of which some cases the Americans can't operate a primary in. Now, I've never been to Vietnam, nor set foot outside my country, to be completely honest, but I have friends that have travelled to Vietnam and some Vietnamese friends, and they tell me that these holes are actually really, really small for Western people. One of my friends travelled through some of the tunnels, got to shoot M16s and stuff. And yeah, apparently the physique of many Vietnamese soldiers is very little, and some of the traps and sort of pit holes that they had were just intense. The guerrilla fighting here for the Vietnamese was absolutely ridiculous. Some of the setups, if you've ever seen photos and diagrams of the intricacies of the tunnels they've had, really lets you know why they won the war, because it's not like a, you know, especially the, you know, America, I mean, if it theoretically wanted, in absolute dire circumstances, could just nuke Vietnam. There's no, you know, nothing to it. But more mutually assured destruction, and the fact that they're fighting an unconventional enemy was like an example of how even the smallest flea can fuck with the biggest dog, and I think the guerrilla style, as we can hear, American reconnaissance request was denied. I don't know where their radio is, but I'm going to keep an eye out for the bastard. Oh, here. I see blood. Shooting. These are slug rounds, so I'm firing big solid. You can see them in that smoke. I'm not going to take any liberties here.
There you go.
Don't know who I got there, but I think we got... Oh, I know that's an enemy. Quickly reposition on him. Use the tree to our advantage. Actually... Oh, fuck, I didn't really want to slug around there, but I'll take it. Oh, yeah, surprisingly. I don't think we need slug rounds here. Even just the regulars should be able to do the trick on him at this range anyway. Fuck. There he is. I think we got him. I fired both rounds at once. Yeah, we got him. So you can hear... I'm going to switch it to individual. We fired both shells off. Cool weapon variations in this game. Unforeseen to the original Red Orchestra and Rising Storm, of which they were only mainly bayonets and scopes. You can sawn off your shotgun, you can have duck-bill conversions, different round types, which is pretty cool because, especially with the Vietnamese, you're playing with old Soviet guns. You're playing with SKSs, AK-47s, you know, the Mosin Nagants, and as we can see in American, I don't have slug rounds, but as we can tell, this game is pretty hardcore. It doesn't matter. We hit him there with a buckshot. Oh, so we get picked by an M16. Yeah, this game's awesome. I strongly advise everyone to go have a play. There's something quite different in theatre of war when you're playing in Vietnam. All of us have played World War II games. Anyone watching this, if you haven't, what the fuck's wrong with you? But when you play in a Vietnam shooter set in this time period, you really get a feel for kind of destruction and the urgency. You know, you watch the big napalm strikes just fucking up parts of the country, and things like Agent Orange, and I forget the operation name, but where they shifted and sowed weather they sowed clouds to extend the monsoon season and muddy up the country just so it'd stop their movement on mud tracks, which is against the Geneva Convention now, actually, I do believe so. But the ultimate destruction of Vietnam, it's just crazy because it's a bully wailing on an opposition that can't really fight with those style of fighting. And that's depicted here well. When you see a napalm strike go off or watch a chopper just light up a hill, you know it, you feel it, you see it. And it's quite a unique experience, especially as Vietnam veterans still alive today. And we all know the treatment of Vietnam veterans, certainly considered poor. I believe in Australia most of them were you know, they weren't initially came back to the cheers of and heroic cries of which their forefathers fought with, as we can see down there. I think I nipped his head. Jeez, why even have slug rounds when you can do that? And I was reading a comment the other day on a YouTube video. Sorry. Fuck, I don't have the RPG. And he was talking, he was a Vietnam veteran, and he said, you know, although him and his generation were criticised for their willingness in Vietnam, and not all were willing, it was, for the most part, there was conscription, or the draft as it may be known as. Fuck, I'm trying to knock this soldier out. Oh, we got him. And what he was saying was along the lines of, well, we came from a proud history where our forefathers had fought in World War II, World War I, and then in Korea, and they felt it was their duty to just pick up, and they, you know, I mean, they believed that their country wasn't in the wrong. And yeah, they took that same patriotism and came back with being shunned, which is an interesting kind of way to look at it. I mean, it's certainly, you know, I don't think in the modern day anyone treats any veterans of any war, whether they disagree or agree with the political circumstances surrounding it. I don't think many people disrespect soldiers in the way that they were not allowed in RSLs, which are your soldiers' clubs in Australia. They were mocked up. You know, there's a sort of dark history surrounding what happened to the soldiers that came back after the Vietnam War. And it's absolutely fascinating as, you know, we start to see all our soldiers from World War II starting to just die. There's not many left. We soon will have the same for Vietnam, and then it just makes me wonder when we'll move into the same stage with Iraq soldiers. I think that'll be weird. Imagine when people who fought either in, you know, in Desert Storm in the first Iraq War, to people that fought in the 2003 invasion and in Afghanistan, of which, by the way, if you haven't picked up, I'm Australian, so I'm taking this from bias of Australianism, whether you want to take that with a grain of salt. I'm absolutely fucking up some of their onslaught here. Oh, a lot of them moving through. And it's quite the game, this, I've got to say. I've said it before and I'll keep saying it. Definitely pick it up. She's a winner, I'll tell you that right now. It's a tripwire formula that seems to keep working, and it gets its hooks into you, I'll tell you. Once you get a taste in this game for the skill, the style of combat, the slower, more methodical variations of gameplay, it is quite addicting. Can't tell if that was see someone trying to Rambo their way into a trench. Shit, someone's forcing our head down. One slight criticism I do have is this game doesn't have the cover system that they had in RO2, which I completely adore. I love the blind firing, I love laying down suppression, although it's a welcome return to see suppression back, as you can see. laying down rounds, praying I hit that man. I don't think I did. But he might be popping his head up. Let's see how far I can toss this. So I paint a little picture around him. So you can see we've got a radio man next to me. Commanders can use not just static radios, but mobile radios to call in artillery. So we can see. I'm going to switch to single fire. Shit, I shouldn't have done that. Sorry, I'm still getting the buttons mixed up. Switch it to single fire as the ranges are starting to get way too long for them to warrant automatic fire. Oh, so I'm picked off in the head. What other roles we got open here? We got the commander role. We might just take it and I'll show you a bit of shit your pants, shall we? We'll grab one of these. We'll grab the French variant. I think one of them's got a higher fire rate. I haven't experimented too much. But under the commander section, you get certain benefits. And let me just lay down the law with our team. Gentlemen, could you please mark artillery positions, squad leaders? Recon's up, check your minimaps. As you can hear, this will be sick. That's napalm by the sound of it. Oh, yeah, it might have been down there. Choppers, although they're there, they're quite unarmed. If you get your entire team firing at them, there's not much they're going to do. As we've got... Can I get an artillery marker closer to the front right of B? You can see that insurgent moving in. Squad leader 1, if you could move that mark. Squad leaders, check your map. You see where I need it. I'm trying to get the shit your parents on target. Right, SLs, call it right on the cap.
Oh, yes, shoot down the recon. Yeah.
I'll call anti-air for that. Squad leader, could I please get a mark on the middle of B?
The recon's down. Actually, no. Oh, yeah, go on. Sounds like you're doing
good. They're not listening. Call it on this backfield. It's got quite a spread. As you can see, 3 salvos of mixed artillery, rockets, and we got someone in the anti-air. Rockets. I've seen phosphorus, I'm pretty sure, coming down from this. So we've pushed him out of the cap, so this hardy might just go in favour.
目標統計105北緯202地点ロノ2繰り返す地点ロノ2榴弾を三方にて
You can hear my man calling it in, and we got it called. Artie coming in, boys, watch yourselves. Bush is firing down. So the Bush is still in a beta. Oh, as we get some return fire. Don't want to miss some of these salvos popping off. As we can hear them thundering. Stampede of artillery. We rake in the kills. Mortars, rockets. We can hear it. It's absolutely bombastic. Sorry about those friendly kills. Yeah, you can just see it down there. Smashing them to bits. That does look like phosphorus. And the Vietnamese get some different abilities in terms of the style of combat. Generically in Red Orchestra, both teams have the ability to spawn on squad leaders, which the Americans in this game do. However, as the Vietnamese, you can dig these little tunnels near the cap and you can spawn on them. So you can set up quite the gutting flanks where you can have an insurgency behind the enemy where they... Oh, and you could see him. Where they can't really get to you. And you can attack from angles that are completely ambushed, which is nice. It's kind of the sort of feel you want with this game. Some side adjustments, some cool features which are... Oh shit, was that a frag? No, it might have been just some ash. There's cool features in this game that just develop the series nicely. It pushes it in the right direction. As you can see, look at that guy just holding the gun up. You can hear that's called a I forget it, it's called a spooky. Basically a big plane gunship flying down and absolutely slaughtering anyone that gets in its way. Let's run into the danger, shall we? It is rapid fire. It is devastating, to say the least. Pressing none to give me none. I don't think I have a fucking good for that. Shit. We'll get down here. We've got some men holding this position that we were at before. You also. I don't know if we got him. Yeah, we did. 19 meters. They're getting pretty close range here. Oh, fuck. We'll mix it up a little. We got the sniper roll open, the SVD. Yeah, we'll go the SVD. Just auto-select a squad. As you can see, these are the tunnels of which you can come out of. Pretty cool, the visual DirectX style where it moves with you. And they still haven't pushed out of the initial jungle here, so we're doing awesome. As we hear artillery, absolutely lights me up. I got a friendly wind, I don't know how. We continue to hold the front line. Quite a resilient force we've got here, to be completely honest with you, against an American attack, which is using the right moves. Oh, except for their huge friendly fire. But they are using their artillery, maybe not as effectively as they'd like to. As we'll try and get on the flank here. It's the opposition, actually. This is quite the view. Except for I feel like there's going to be an American that'll give me my comeuppance from there. I want to get into a firing position like we had before. Further towards the front of the cap. Was that an American? Ah, that's a bit of a cheat. Some rendering scaling issues. And you see beyond the cover. You know, there's still some texture problems, but for the most part, this game in a beta runs more than fine. And you know, it can only be improved. We see that purple smoke, an awesome colour. Shit, they are all over us. And that purple smoke is used as another alternative to, if you can't get binoculars for your squad leader, you just fucking put down that, and that'll go to his map as an artillery mark. So we see them starting to get real close here. Fixed bayonets. So we're suppressed, our vision's blurry. Someone just lit us up. We've just had our objective lost. Oh! And we go down like a sack of shit. We'll grab the Mosin Nagant here. Actually, fuck it. Frankly, I want this, and I'll show you variations we have here. I'll grab the thinner AK. Main reason I want it is just the sort of range you can play with it. You get to play that long range style of combat, but also you indulge in those short
now I need to use both
sprays
my
that you can use.
bandages.
What was that, mate? So you can see we can just look straight down. There's not much cover bar the trenches, so running in no man's land. So we see our squad leader setting us up, a nice forward position overlooking D. This is a devastating position. You know, so for what the Americans get in firepower, we get in other aspects, which is a really nice way to balance this game. Oh. I keep thinking these are fucking grenades. I'm just throwing pointlessly down there. So we can see someone spamming me with Steam messages. Fixed bayonets, considering we're fighting out of our own trenches. And the intricacies of these trenches is awesome. It's really well depicted. It's visually quite a feast, this game. It's a lot to take in, especially in some of the more urban environments as we get lit up. I couldn't even see where he's getting us from. I guarantee I could get some good fucking kills right now going as a commander, but I want to show off different roles and sort of what this game encompasses as a whole. Anyone who's a fan of sort of squad-based shooters, this is a no-brainer. This is probably lined up, although it may sound like not a contender for Game of the Year. It certainly might go down as one of my top 3 multiplayers of the year once it's been released. I get, you know, I've got 500, 600, 700 hours on Red Orchestras, and I absolutely love them, so this game should be no excuse. And it's a game that Tripwire, they still support with their heavy mod community, great server leaders, especially in Australia. We have the Oz New Zealand, and they support the game long after it's released. Tanks were added, new maps are always added. They really use the community to spin out positive additions to the game. Light.
Target left 200, add 100
Oh shit.
X-ray.
Lit up, we can hear the bleeding, and we can hear artillery is about to be dropped on us, so I'm a little worried here. I think this might be a situation of I'm dead or I'm dead. I don't think this little sand dune's going to protect me. Let's get the fuck out. This is like fast movers. Get in here. Yeah, some chopper or something's just opened up on the boys. See, I'm not usually mounting to one position. We got someone, because they quite often know where your head is, these Yankee-danky fucks. And you can see we can build punji traps. There are these little sort of different, quirkier ways to fight against the enemy. We saw in Rising Storm 1 with Japanese mines and alternatives to what the Americans had in the Garand, as say the Japanese got in the Type 97 knee mortar. And this is just a further extension of how to balance asymmetric fighting. And I think for the most part they've done a good job. They've certainly made it. Sometimes it can feel like you're being slaughtered and that the game's completely imbalanced, but it's mainly in how you use your weapons. An organised team of Viet Cong will fuck up anyone. Did he drop a grenade after him? The Bear Jew. Grab that. Oh. Why grab the M16, you say? Well, frankly, I like this gun, and the enemy doesn't ever suspect that there would be... When they hear it, they don't think they're firing on themselves. Handy hint. We can see our men starting... Ooh, fuck me. To storm down, lose legs, lose limbs. It's a grenade launcher just picked off one of our boys.
Tunnel, they know where we are. Move, back up, back up.
As you can hear one of our soldiers screaming for men to move. Oh, I got him. You can see an American flamethrower. Juice box is down. Fucking us up with more. See a few Americans. Ooh.
Just go, dude, go. You're hitting it. You're doing amazing.
Charlie is being attacked.
Oh, Jesus H. Christ. Americans all over, and I'm, for the most part, destroying them. Yeah, we got the double there on those two. They call Artie closer to our line, but not really on us, so by all means for the Yanks here. They're trying, but we're pushing into further positions, and I've just got fire positions all over them. I'm literally lighting them the fuck up. Ammo clips running thin. You can see an American head down there. See the little blood spurts everywhere. This is an absolute dominating position. Imagine what I could do here with a sniper.
Just hit it, dude.
Oh dear. He is going the fuck down. Oh, jeez. That American soldier doesn't see me. Jeez, we're running low on ammo here. They keep wanting to funnel out of that. I wonder if my AK's still on the ground. Appears it is not. Let's get back on the ground. I don't think I'm long for this world. We've had way too much success in this position. So check my ammo. See, when this artillery lands near me, the suppression effects are that heavy that I can't even see basically 10 minutes in front of me. Sorry, 10 meters in front of me. You can see more Yankee Dankies moving in and across. We've got a strong hold on this trench. We can see them at distance. I don't want to really try and give away my position to those far runners for some sniper to pick me off. I've got a good lean on that right, which gives us straight access to that tunnel. We've fucked up many an American, as we see one there. As you can see, sometimes you're just firing and you can't even see if you're hitting them. You're just firing and praying that bullets are going near them. We've got 20 seconds here until we lock them down, in which case I believe they won't get any more tickets. So we're out of ammo. Oh yeah, that was well overdue. He picked me off. Yeah, I ran low on ammo. Every magazine there was like 2 or 3 rounds, as you can tell. If we had been loaded there with a machine gun, a sniper, or even just more ammo, I really shouldn't have thrown away the AK, but the accuracy of that certainly paid off. So we see an RPK try and nail that chopper. There's smoke coming out of the back of him. It's the Americans frontal up their final attack. They're out of tickets. Oh no, they've forced it into overtime. See, I keep thinking those are fucking grenades. They're running straight at us. And at the moment our men are just lighting them up. I reckon I can run in this open. Yeah, look at that. Not a single shot fired up towards me, and that's where the majority of their men are clumped. Okay, now... Oh, yeah. But a great win for the Vietnamese. That's 2 from 2. As always, thumbs up, subscribe. I hope to see you on this beta. It's an awesome game. Definitely put it into that wish list, like I said last time. Come back for more. I'm going to be playing as the flamethrower. I'm going to be doing a few other things. But as always, have fun. Enjoy your history. Enjoy your games. Catch us next time, you sexy motherfuckers.